Hello and welcome to Late Night Dino, the place to be for Magic the Gathering Dino content. Blue Bear, how's it going? Yes, Haste Dinos tonight. That is on the menu. Extra hasty. Certainly last night and previously, you guys have seen and maybe used the potential of charging Monstrosaur, a 5/5 trample haste dinosaur, along with Regisaur Alpha and Otepec Huntmaster, but as we've often seen and experienced, unfortunately, Otepec Huntmaster being a pretty weak creature, he gets killed quite a bit by a lot of stuff. That's painful. And if the opponent sees Regisaur Alpha, maybe from revealing it in her hand or when it hits the battlefield, chances are they're going to use it on that, because giving everything else haste is a bad day for the opponent. That's for sure. So I think adding even more potential haste for everybody, or just maybe the creature that we played that turn, it's going to be pretty fantastic. And Blue Bear, as you can see, and everyone else, Hazoret the Fervent is back. Now in the past, probably a week or two ago, I was using Hazoret to great effect. She was the reason I won a couple games there, a couple matches. Always just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'm happy to bring her back. Something with haste. Gonna do the trick. And then, for more haste, we've got Halana and Alena, partners. First strike reach for a 2/3. Now 4, it's not too bad, but as you can see, the three amigos, the full play set of all of them. So what the three amigos do, of course, is help accelerate into something that costs 4, casting it hopefully on turn 3. Now, Halana and Alena, unfortunately, wouldn't get reduced by Otepec Huntmaster, but for the most part, you got Shifting Ceratops. Hazoret also could be reduced potentially, but lots of stuff at 4. And then, of course, if I do decide to bring in Urabrask Raptor, that's other stuff at 4. Accelerating to play Ripjaw, Shifting Ceratops. One of these on turn 3. That's pretty fantastic. Yes, some of the originals. Hazoret is back. Tamiyo's definitely. I should probably start at the beginning, as always, but some really key stuff. I would like to preserve the creatures that give my other creatures haste, or just very key stuff, especially with some of these legendary creatures here. Urabrask, got to mention that guy as well. Just something else that gives haste, but with Urabrask the Hidden, you can see underneath there, creatures your opponent's control enter the battlefield tapped. So we want to think, what decks could that be useful against? Izzet Phoenix comes to mind right away. All those Arclight Phoenixes, maybe if they get multiples, they want to bring them back. That's really going to slow down their game plan. If they come into play tapped, they don't get to attack, and they're just left wide open potentially for a game-winning swing when it comes back around to our turn. And other decks that want to just, spam lots of creatures, Witch's Familiar or Cauldron Familiar, I believe. Oh, lots of stuff. So the creatures coming into play tapped, that's going to be pretty important, I think. Could potentially add some more of that effect. There is Kinjali's Sunwing, 2 and a white, a flying dinosaur. It's 2/3. Creatures your opponent's control enter the battlefield tapped as well. So just making sure we slow down some of those really aggressive, low-costed aggro decks. I think that may be a good idea going forward. So I am happy to have Urabrask in here to help with haste, help slow down hasty, cheap, low to the ground aggro decks. Quartzwood Crasher, hasty. You want to try and get a swing off with this guy, and hopefully other things that have trample. But yeah, he's just fantastic body, makes more bodies. What's not to love about that? If you can connect with at least 6 trample damage, maybe not solely from Quartzwood Crasher here, but connecting with at least 6 trample damage the turn you play him effectively puts 12 power on the board, which, I mean, that rivals Ghalta right there. So perhaps Ghalta could potentially be trimmed down to 1 or none. I don't think I could ever go to no copies of Ghalta, because she is the queen She is so fantastic. But if you imagine getting that 6/6 token after you play Quartzwood that turn, yeah, 12 power on the board for still quite cheap, 4, potentially for 3, but it's good. More trample, that's the way to go, and haste. Going back to Halana and Alena partners though, yes, I got Quartzwood, Blue Bear. Fantastic stuff. I'm excited to see how it works too. Just super, super aggressive tonight. Oh, yes. Get rid of those evil birdies. But I'm thinking maybe tomorrow night going Naya, bringing in white there for Kinjali's Sunwing to, again, slow things down. But also maybe keeping Urabrask the Hidden. But it really does seem like that could do the trick. Slow down aggressive decks enough. Certainly, but again, Halana and Alena putting X/1/1 counters on another target creature, and that creature gains haste, so there's a little bit more haste there, but just powering up each turn. If there's a way to increase Halana and Alena's power, that would be nice, but even at the very least putting 2 counters on a creature each turn, each combat, that's pretty fantastic. They don't have removal for whatever we're buffing permanently, that's going to get out of control real quick. I would love to slap those counters on a Quartzwood Crasher, perhaps. Maybe Shifting Ceratops, make it big, give it trample each turn with its ability. So that could really get out of control. I could see adding maybe another copy of Halana and Alena. More haste, bigger power. You got to answer something like this, I think. But yeah, that's about the general idea. A lot more haste, a little bit of protection for something key. Tamiyo's in the past has done fantastic work. Sideboard-wise, always got to have Rampaging Ferocidon in here. 1 Clothis, again, to help with graveyard stuff. A 5th creature, again, including Deathgorge Scavenger. And something a little special I haven't used too much, but I think I should start using it a little bit more often. It has been suggested by you guys. Chandra, Awakened Inferno. Now, I think my head might be blocking her a little bit. Let me see. Not quite. Not quite. Okay. But you get most of it. So yes, Chandra, Awakened Inferno. Can't be countered. It's fantastic. Unnatural, yes. Giving creatures haste. Card draw. It's fantastic. Yeah. There's lots of fantastic options. Trample probably is one of my favorites, even more than haste, just because some dinos can be massive. You really want to enable them to get through tons of damage. But yes, Chandra, Awakened Inferno. Great against control decks, getting a couple emblems, pinging them, +2. Each opponent gets an emblem with, at the beginning of your upkeep, this emblem deals 1 damage to you. I could see even increasing the number of these to maybe 3. Just get as many emblems, sit back and laugh because the opponent can't do anything to those, and just watch them slowly die, get chipped away with that. And potentially Hazoret the Fervent. Every turn, if we just discard the card we draw, deal 2 damage. Chandra, multiple emblems, pinging them as well. Clothis, exiling something, also dealing 2 damage. So combining all these little pings, that would really chip away at the opponent, and I think that would be a good chance at winning against some control decks. A better chance, at least. Anger of the Gods, though, as always. Blue Bear, everyone else, 4 copies. Fantastic stuff. Now, I was talking with Mortify More, one of my good buddies on Reddit. Adding in a 3rd color with Anger of the Gods, I think it's probably a little bit too awkward mana-wise. It could be hard to cast something that requires 2 red. If Anger of the Gods only required 2 and a red, I would feel a little bit more comfortable. But I think when I add in a 3rd color, I'll probably use something other than Anger of the Gods to deal with creatures, that sort of thing. And you saw before, Ripjaw Raptor, 100%. I think this guy is just always going to be somewhere in the 75. I don't see myself ever getting rid of this guy. Definitely. All right, without further ado, let's jump into it. Save the changes, yes. And I did remember Lair of the Hydra, so that's good stuff. Haste. All right, Urabrask, yes, that new Jund card from Streets of New Capenna. It's going to be good. Absolutely. Oh. I'm thinking definitely going Jund for Culling Ritual to destroy non-land permanents with mana value 2 or less. But you also add in something like that, and that, it's just simply fantastic. I can't speak the praises for that new Jund charm coming from Streets. It's a little rough. I would like one of these to come into play untapped. Could be very good, though. There is 2 chances to draw a land that could maybe come into play untapped so that we can go Marauding Raptor turn 2, but we don't actually have a turn 3 play, so I think that actually could work out. Yeah, I'm going to keep that. And if I can't go Marauding Raptor turn 2, by turn 3, I go the 3rd Rockfall Vale. I would have one left for Tamiyo's Safekeeping, which I would be able to save it anyways. It could be pretty important. Samet, Tyrant Smasher, yes. I think she's absolutely fantastic. +2/+1, Scry 1, and Haste, I believe. Yeah, definitely. I think I could add at least 1 copy. I was considering Samet Tyrant Smasher for tonight. Maybe a couple copies, but more power. That's usually fantastic. And Haste, as always. Definitely. Other legendary creatures, planeswalkers, that sort of thing. Just in case I see extra copies, I could just keep playing stuff since they are all different. But, Marauding Raptor. So this is working out. Maybe it's the wiser decision. Yes, Scry 1, it's very, very nice. So I'm thinking this might work out. It might help me get more used to playing Marauding Raptor on turn 3 if I do have protection from Tamiyo's. Because I could see him killing Marauding Raptor, bouncing it. Depending on what the deck is faced, it may be wiser to slow down a little bit. Ooh, 2 Phoenixes. Yikes, gonna need that Deathgorge Scavenger ASAP. But they're not getting the Phoenixes out. So that is quite interesting. It makes me a little bit worried, seeing them have 3 up. I think they definitely want to do something to someone. I feel they could have a counter spell for whatever's played. I'm just going to try for Quartzwood. Hopefully they don't. Ooh, Mystical Dispute. First match, the Dirty Birdies. You said it. I figured they may have had some answer, but it's one less answer now. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to be hit by 2 Arclight Phoenixes. Hopefully it's not more than that. Would be nice to get Deathgorge Scavenger down, exile at least one of them. But, for Anger of the Ghalta, Unholy Heat. Well, it's one less Unholy Heat that's going to take out something like Quartzwood Crasher. Things may be over, though. Now, perhaps I could have held back playing the Quartzwood. But if you hold back against a deck like this, sometimes that just does you in as well, unfortunately. Well, that's rough. That can be the hard part, not having a forest or mountain. Plenty of lands that don't have the typing. Rootbound Crag, if it did come into play untapped, I mean, that would just be fantastic, being able to go Regisaur Alpha, but that was not meant to be. Gonna have to be something pretty quick, though. Excuse me. Oof, the nasty crackling drake there. So happy I'm not seeing that, but they probably feel pretty positive about their position at the moment. Oh, definitely Anger of the Gods. Yeah, Planeswalker action. Something going on. Game 2. Ooh, another. I think that's going to do it. They do have counters, which I think is somewhat uncommon for Izzet Phoenix. Maybe this person was just burned by various things. They wanted to bring in something like Mystical Dispute to get rid of something nasty. I do know. It's my go. That's okay. I was just looking at stuff. Well, that is going to do it. Okay, so the classic game plan. Anger of the Gods, 100%. Ripjaw Raptor, definitely. Clothis, a little bit more exile. Potential life gain there, along with Deathgorge Scavenger. Really, hopefully, get those graveyard chickens away, so at least I don't have to worry about that. Hasty stuff again, Urabrask. I mentioned about Izzet Phoenix having those things come into play tapped. Hopefully that slows things down. Hopefully I see Urabrask. Again, I could see myself upping the copies of this guy to 2. He seems pretty important, pretty useful. But I'm thinking Quartzwood, lower the curve a little bit, dropping Quartzwood. They don't have too many creatures to fly past, but a little bit more. Let's see. I think Huntmaster, unfortunately, again, Izzet Phoenix having so much stuff that deals 2 damage. Unholy Heat, Flame Blessed Bolt, Pillar of Flame, Play with Fire, Shock, Stomp. My goodness, that's a lot. Ooh. Okay, I can work with this, definitely. Again, a copy of Blast Zone helping out if that was something other than a land. That hand could have been pretty rough, so I'm thinking probably 24 lands with some amount of Blast Zone in there. Something utility. Okay, cross the fingers. Don't think they'll be able to deal with Marauding this turn. Thinking Drover of the Mighty. Yeah, I think it's got to be Drover. Would have loved a 3rd land, of course, there. That would have really drastically changed things, but pressure them a little bit with Marauding. If they had 2 up, I might have been, well, I guess I should have been worried. Unholy Heat, or Flame Blast Bolt, or Pillar of Flame. Okay. That's alright. Took a chance. Perhaps that's better because they would have killed Deathgorge Scavenger, unfortunately. Perhaps they'll kill Marauding Raptor coming up next turn. Draw a 3rd land. Be able to just safely go Deathgorge Scavenger for 3, exiling one of those Arclight Phoenixes. Because Marauding is dead. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Fortunately, they're going a little bit slower here. Hopefully you see a second source of red for Anger of the Gods coming up. At least they don't have 2 Phoenixes in the graveyard, like they did that first game. Whew. Nasty. Well, they can't kill Drover, so I'll try a second time. It's always nasty, rough, and risky pretty tense when they have removal for Marauding again for the turn that you play Drover, when these are the only two things out. Don't want to run the risk of being 2 for 1. When they take out Marauding, you lose Drover due to the ping of Marauding. So you always got to be wary of what they got going on here. Definitely expect at least one of these things to die. Maybe they just get Phoenixes. Definitely an anger right now. That's looking pretty fantastic. Oh, Ether Gust, I mean, that also would have got rid of Drover of the Mighty. If they bounce Marauding, we wouldn't have a dinosaur out. So Drover's power and toughness would drop. I'm going to decline that actually, just because I do have another copy in my hand. I really want to start drawing more lands, hopefully. Hopefully that next one coming up is a land. I think Izzet Phoenix, definitely, partly due to the flying aspect. I'm not too worried about goblins. Anger of the Gods does fantastic against that. More lands, good. Phew. Definitely. Marauding Raptor. Deathgorge. I like the looks of this. Well, they only have 1 land, so that's kind of nice. Definitely get that out. Reduce the total types. But yeah, anything goblin related, if it's Rakdos goblins, that can be pretty nasty, but mono red goblins, not too worried about. There is Rampaging Ferocidon that can really chip away if they're making a ton of goblin tokens. But again, Anger of the Gods, and having something like Ripjaw Raptor, fantastic blocker for some potential early aggression against goblins. But usually goblins are pretty favored, at least the way I like to play dinos. Ooh. Maybe seeing some Phoenixes here. Man, that is a lot of surveilling. Yikes. Ooh, okay. Just 1 Phoenix. Yeah, I really need to hopefully get that 4th land next turn. Could be it, unfortunately, as always. Izzet Phoenix has the potential to do some very, very nasty stuff. But that will be it. We're at 9. They got 9. That's how it goes. A little rough. Starting out there with lands being kind of mana starved, but that's how it goes. Maybe could have mulliganed a little bit more aggressively for Anger of the Gods there. But you definitely always have to respect Izzet Phoenix. Surveil, you look at the top card of your library, you can put it into the graveyard, or you can keep it on top. So definitely it helps a deck like Izzet Phoenix, where their strategy revolves around the graveyard pretty heavily. But it's also kind of like a sort of scry, you could say. If they don't need it, just toss it to the graveyard, hope the card underneath is something a little bit more useful. It's more like, yeah, it's like the decks that want graveyard stuff. It's their version of scry, you could say. Look at the top card, put it on the bottom instead, put it into the graveyard. Ooh, yeah, not too fast. Okay, much better, much better. 2 of the 3 amigos. That's going to be pretty fantastic. I'm thinking maybe just sending the forest to the bottom. A little risky, to say the least, but I like Regisaur Alpha. 3 lands, plus Huntmaster and Drover. I feel pretty positive about that. Get that Rockfall Vale to the side so I don't think it's a root. Oh, hey, good stuff. Urabrask showing up. Hopefully get him down. Hard to say. Huntmaster or Drover? I'm thinking Drover. Just because he's got to come down, he can't have a benefit. Oftentimes, the turn you play him, you got to wait until he has been out. Oh, good stuff, good stuff. Right. Otepec Huntmaster. Well, this is looking alright. It's a Grixis Control, potentially. Oh, I know, Blue Bear. I was just so happy to see this sleeve in the store a couple days ago. Oh, I can't get enough of it. It's my new favorite. One day we'll get a dinosaur themed sleeve, but for now, I think this is stunning. Stunning for sure. Yeah, just Regisaur Alpha for 4, definitely. I was thinking Urabrask, but this is going to equal more damage. Hopefully they don't sweep us here. It's looking pretty good so far. Could be a Languish, 2 and 2 black. All creatures get -4/-4. That would sweep us here. Could potentially be an extinction event, which wouldn't be one-sided. You have to choose odd or even, and you exile creatures with the chosen value. So it could be something nasty's coming. Hey, just Huntmaster. You don't like seeing Urabrask, but I think that might be it. Deathgorge. They gotta do something to someone. They would have to... Okay, interesting. Alright. Exile, good game. Yes. Alright, luckily, Grixis Control didn't quite have stuff going on. Didn't stop us soon enough. You saw they had the potential. Nasty things right there. Inquisition of Kozilek. Always nasty, slowing things down, discarding a non-land card. Usually one of the 3 amigos. That really puts a damper in our speed for sure. Drown in the Lock, always nasty stuff coming out from that. Yeah, got it done. Hopefully we can continue that trend. I'm thinking Chandra, Awakened Inferno. It is a sort of control-based deck. It's got likely some counter spells. It does have the blue color. Let's see though. Deathgorge, there is lots to eat. Shifting Ceratops should be good. Probably Urabrask, I imagine. They don't have too many creatures. Maybe not any other than Shark Typhoon, making the shark tokens whenever they cast a non-creature spell, I believe. I think that should be pretty good. Maybe one Huntmaster, bring in Clothis, just for a little extra damage. A little bit of a clock, you could say. Alright. Ooh. That could be good. Hopefully a 3rd land, but at the very least, 2 lands, Marauding. I like the looks of that. Could see a turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 1 Kozilek's Inquisition. I jinx myself. Well, not really a jinx. If it's something black, they see we do nasty things game 1, probably prioritizing 100% Thoughtseize, getting rid of the most problematic thing. Oh, that is... I really wish I had a laughing dino emoji for when stuff like that happens. Discard Marauding, get a replacement. Fantastic stuff. Love it when that happens. Probably more discard though. Maybe another Thoughtseize, Inquisition. This could be rough. Especially if we don't get a third land. Got to be Timber Crown. Lock in the potential 2 sources of green, so covered for Shifting Ceratops, stuff like that. Alright, cross your fingers. Ooh, okay. Oh, wow. Didn't expect that to survive. Perhaps they have Fatal Push. I did see we have a lot of somewhat costly creatures. So maybe they don't have 2. It's not the worst thing in the world. It is another land, unfortunately. So, again, this is kind of the second scenario where something like Rootbound Crag coming into play, tapped, kind of hurt us there a little bit. So perhaps mana base could be tweaked to address that unfortunate issue there. And Lair of the Hydra, unfortunately. I mean, it is fantastic. I'll still continue to use it, certainly. Doomblade, wow. So it's going to be a lot of removal. Ouch. At the very least, Shifting Ceratops next turn. Hopefully, it's hasty. Inquisition getting rid of Tamiyos. Not the worst thing in the world. Alright, Marauding Raptor. I'm just going to go with that guy. Seems like they don't have any instant speed removal at the moment. I'd expect they would have killed Marauding Raptor before it came back around to their turn, so I feel like we could be pretty safe here at the moment. Yeah, definitely Shifting Ceratops. We got the potential of giving it haste, so that would certainly bring the pain to them. Ouch. Yeah, just staying positive. Sometimes there's really nothing you can do. The game might be over in the first couple turns. Oh, that is painful. Definitely. But still, a backup Shifting Ceratops is always quite decent. But yeah, early game, discarding things, killing things. It can be hard to stay positive in those situations. Thoughtseize, Meat Hook Massacre, Nicol Bolas, you can't do anything to Shifting Ceratops. Thinking it probably should be Ghalta. Might be a rough time getting to her, especially with all their killing things going on.
You have no weakness I cannot exploit.
Oh, more lands. Again, a Rootbound, something coming into play untapped, or tapped, I should say. Wonder if they do have Fatal Push. Hopefully that's not the case for Lair of the Hydra here. It would be nice to get a little bit of damage on it. Hoping for the Queen. Yes, that Meat Hook, as always, is nasty, nasty stuff. Ooh, okay. I was worried about a Braid, so still, 4 lands. It's rough. Certainly I'm taking out Nicol Bolas, 100%. Don't want to let that guy get out of control. I can't... Oh, Blue Bear, speaking of the price of a paper Meat Hook Massacre, it is fantastic, but seeing it, $50 to $60, that is insane. Commander, I think oftentimes Commander really ups the price of things, especially something legendary. In Commander, you're only allowed 1 copy anyways, so yeah, it's rough. It's rough. It's pretty pricey for anybody. Ooh. Well, they don't have anything left in hand, so that's not so bad. Hopefully they draw land next turn. Oh, alright. Gotta do something to Shifting. There we go. Grixis Control. Got it done. Phew. In 2. I mean, usually I'm just pretty happy to take down something control-based in 3, but taking them down in 2, that's good. Meat Hook Massacre is... Oh, I mean, we saw there how nasty that can be. How fantastic. Them gaining life, us losing life, it's usually not a good day. Having something at 5 toughness, 6 toughness, chances are that's going to be out of range. 4 lands, all we needed. You said it. Sometimes that's the case, especially with cost reduction. Dinos can make 2 land, 3 land hand work, even if you sit on 3 lands the whole game. But against various decks with their fantastic cheap removal, sometimes those cost reducers do not stay around, as we know. But if they do stay around, yeah, you can make a pretty sparse amount of lands work. Ooh. Urabrask, pretty fantastic. Drover the Mighty, enabling Shifting Ceratops for turn 3, hopefully. Hopefully. Kind of worried about this sleeve though. That's pretty fantastic. This gelatinous cube sleeve kind of wiggles like a jello. Gelatinous blob. Yeah, I like this sleeve as well. Man, that is sweet. Seeing Mardu colors. Hopefully it's not Mardu Greasefang. Ooh, it's Niv Mizzet. That's what this is. That's my bet at least. It's got to be Niv Mizzet. Yeah, they got all the colors, all 5 at the moment. Territorial Kavu, perhaps, right now. Thought Erasure. Yikes. Peter, how's it going? Thanks for joining. You're a pirate player. Oh, good stuff, pirates. They do have some fantastic support. They did get a fair bit of support, a little bit of support in Jumpstart. I don't know. I feel pirates could do some good stuff again. Like you said, I don't know pirates a whole lot, and definitely, I mean, you may have seen Dinos. Games can be rough. Based so heavily around creatures. Sometimes it's a tough day. Tough couple streaks. They can wear on you a little bit, but I think pirates could do some good stuff. Maybe I should try out pirates a little bit. Not here though, but I think they're pretty fantastic tribe. I would expect they get a little bit more support down the line. I think just people in general love pirates, so Dinos, one day I think they'll get some more support as well. Yes, Pirates versus Dinos, that was pretty fantastic stuff. Shifting Ceratops though, this is nice. Next turn, 5th land, be able to go probably Urabrask the Hidden. But they don't see we have Tamiyo, so this could work in our favor here. I imagine they're holding up some sort of answer or removal for Shifting Ceratops. But I won't get distracted this time by the chat. If they try and get rid of Shifting, I got Tamiyos at the ready. I'm not going to forget this time. But yeah, definitely. I love pirates. Just because they came back with a vengeance in Ixalan and Rivals of Ixalan. Merfolk as well. Vampires too, somewhat. Alrighty, here goes nothing. They probably want to get rid of Urabrask, I would imagine, so just going to burn if they have a counter spell. Make them burn it on Quartzwood here. Ouch. Painful stuff. Not too bad. They're completely tapped out at the moment, so Quartzwood swinging next turn. That's going to be good. Ooh, Marauding's also kind of nice. What did they get? A lot of nasty stuff. That's fantastic. Very scary. Niv Mizzet drawing them a whole bunch of goodies here. We got Edgar, Charmed Groom, not too worried about that. Any sort of removal I have to be worried about? Not so much. I think I could just go the other Quartzwood. Watch Niv Mizzet trade with this. 100% he has to. Maybe they wouldn't have if I hadn't played another Quartzwood, but we'd be getting 2 6/6s, I believe. Oh, okay. Second Niv Mizzet, that's to be expected. I think most 5-color Niv Mizzet decks, they use, I think, the full playset. Just, it's the namesake of the deck. It draws them so many nasty goodies, like we see here. Oh boy, hey, more lands. That's what I was hoping for. Yeah, all these fantastic creatures. They only have 1 mana though. Got another land, so can go Marauding Raptor plus Urabrask. That is definitely what I want to be doing. %, yeah, they got a triple Quartzwood there. Would be nice to have 1 left to protect something with Tamiyo's Safekeeping. Oh. That's fun. Alrighty. Well. I'll just keep attacking. I was hoping a scenario like this would potentially help. You saw those 2 big, nasty creatures come into play tapped, leaving the opponent open. I think I gotta save Tamiyo's Safekeeping for Urabrask, unfortunately. Yeah. I definitely see them getting rid of Urabrask here. Maybe they suspect I have some protection for it. Oh, you want to see a bit more about Quartzwood. So whenever 1 or more creatures you control with Trample deal combat damage to a player, create an XX green dinosaur beast creature token with Trample, where X is the amount of damage those creatures dealt to that player. So you have multiple Quartzwoods out and you deal 6 trample damage, you would get 2 6/6 tramplers. Pretty fantastic stuff. More trample bodies, that's usually does the trick. Yeah, it's the total amount of trample damage that was done. It's not per creature, so if some creature dealt 2 trample damage, another creature dealt 3 trample damage, you wouldn't get a 2/2 and a 3/3, you would get a 5/5. Which, bigger body, oftentimes that can do the trick, but sometimes you do want to spread the bodies out a little bit. Go wide, as they say. More bodies, sometimes more damage getting around things. Kind of want to get rid of Edgar, Charmed Groom, so I'm thinking maybe upping the charge counters on Blast Zone this turn. Or potentially just swinging with Urabrask. No, I'll let them maybe use some removal on Urabrask. Or just block with him and give him hexproof indestructible. I'll block Edgar with Urabrask here, see if that draws out their Vanishing Burst that they got in hand. Yeah. No, it's damage to the opponent. Yeah. Total trample damage. Interesting. So it looks like I could have saved Urabrask, but I think if I tried to save it, they would have just responded to Tamiyo's Safekeeping with the Vanishing Verse that they have in hand. I was hoping I drew it out, but I imagine they may suspect I have something like this in hand with so much mana up. Deathgorge, though, good stuff. That should hopefully do the trick. Will be nice, Blast Zone taking out Territorial Cavus. Little unfortunate I did forget to slap the other counter on it. Could have destroyed them this turn, actually. Shucks. Oh, Tamiyo safekeeping. Let's go. Got to block one, unfortunately. Unless they can get rid of Deathgorge. Ooh, okay, well, that is certainly going to do it. Exactly lethal from the opponent there. We had 10 swinging with the 2 territorial Cavus. That was rough. But 5C Niv Mizzet. Rampaging for Osodon. They got a little bit of life gain stuff going on. Lightning Helix, of course, probably targeting Rampaging for Osodon, dealing 3 damage to it. They won't gain that 3 life, but nah, not really what I want to be doing. Anger of the Gods. Most of their creatures are going to be quickly above 3 toughness, territorial Cavu. Sometimes it comes down turn 2 as a 5/5, depending how their lands go. So right away, it can be nasty. Out of range of Anger of the Gods. Chandra? I could kind of see that. Exile a creature or planeswalker could be pretty useful. Definitely. Clothis. Hard to kill that, being indestructible. Hannah and Alena. Yep. I think 2 Quartzwood. Just gotta try and go as fast as possible. Hope they don't have that lovely removal. Vanishing Verse. Hopefully they don't have too many Deafening Clarions, Sweepers. They may have their own Anger of the Gods, potentially. But that looks like a pretty fantastic hand right there. Sheltered Thicket, as always. Lovely to go that turn 1. Okay, phew. And as I was mentioning, turn 2 territorial Cavu can come down above 3 toughness, and it did right there. Hazoret, I like. I think they'll kill somebody. I feel like potentially trading with the Cavu here, if they want to do that. Alright. Definitely, I wouldn't have done that if I didn't have this 4th land in hand. Just not having to worry about the Cavu, expecting them to probably kill Marauding Raptor anyways. But Hazoret, it's going to be handy. Definitely, well, probably discarding something with Hazoret's ability next turn. Also just going Tamiyo's Safekeeping to more sooner, get to 1 or fewer cards so that we can start attacking and blocking with Hazoret here. Oh, alrighty. Hopefully they don't have it. Okay, good. Getting rid of the Cavu again. This is starting to work out. Hopefully next turn it's a land. Get to 1 color. Oh, Niv Mizzet is not going to save you. I think we should probably have enough. As long as Hazoret can attack next turn. 10, potentially 14, 16 with Marauding Raptor there. Oh, phew. Okay. Alrighty. It's go time. Yeah, that's lethal. Good stuff. Exactly. Wow. I love it when that happens. Whew. So, basically just got to do that again. They were pretty much a turn behind. Blue Bear, the deck the opponent is playing, fairly common, nasty deck, 5-color Niv Mizzet. So, hinging on this namesake creature, Niv Mizzet Reborn, a white, a blue, a black, a red, and a green, which oftentimes is going to be pretty hard for anybody to cast, but as you can see here, they have just a bunch of lands that provide oftentimes the colors that they need, at least one of each color, allowing them to pretty consistently cast Niv Mizzet Reborn here. 6/6 flying. When Niv Mizzet Reborn enters the battlefield, reveal the top 10 cards of your library. 10 is quite a bit, definitely. For each color pair, choose a card that's exactly those colors from among them. Put the chosen cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So, yes, it was a good win, definitely. It has a lot of heavy hitters, so they oftentimes have one or two of certain spells, nasty spells of different color pairs, so they can have the most potential hits from when Niv Mizzet comes down. They don't want to have duplicate color players or too many duplicate color pairs. So if they had a lot of red and green color pairs and maybe a couple other things, they wouldn't be able to choose a wide variety of cards if most or all of the top 10 cards they revealed were red and green. They could only choose one of those 10. If it was a blue and a black, a red and a green, a white and a blue, they could choose each of those because they're each different color pairs, drawing more cards, killing more stuff, nasty stuff. But okay, almost ran out of time there, my goodness. Try and go as fast as possible, but yeah, Niv Mizzet, they get the lovely potential of bringing in all the nastiest stuff in all those color pairs. I like the looks of this though. Hopefully, Hasty, Shifting Ceratops off of the turn 2 Huntmaster here. See what they get out. May play a little bit slower just to potentially protect Otepec Huntmaster with Tamiyo Safekeeping here. Sometimes there's just not a lot you can do against Niv Mizzet though. One black, I'll risk it. Hey, okay, he survived. Good stuff. He may not survive this turn, but oh, he's dead. It's to be expected. Lightning Helix is fantastic removal. Red and a white, 3 damage to any target, and they gain 3 life. Pretty hard to top that. But next turn, Hazoret or Shifting Ceratops. I'm thinking maybe Hazoret just because both Shifting and Hazoret, they can't attack the turn they come down. Shifting, though, more likely to be able to swing with it sooner just because there's still plenty of cards in hand. It's going to take a little bit to get to 1 card or fewer, be able to attack and block with Hazoret here. Still, I think Hazoret's pretty fantastic, of course. It is better with Rotting Regisaur, discarding cards more easily and sooner, getting to 1 or fewer. Alright. Definitely wouldn't expect them to be able to kill Shifting Ceratops with 1 mana up. Edgar may not pose too much of a problem for me. Yeah, I'm just going Quartzwood. I'll trade with Edgar, yeah. Would be pretty sweet if I did have Thrashing Brontodon. 1, sacrifice it to get rid of Edgar Markov's coffin. Lightning Helix, nice card art, yes, fantastic. The mystical archives version of it. Strixhaven, yes, oh. Strixhaven was just amazing. Hopefully they do a set similar to Strixhaven's Mystical Archives, I believe it was called, but for creatures. And maybe they bring in some fantastic dinos. I think down the line they will do something that is like a creature-based Mystical Archives. Creature Archives, you could say. Oh, we can just get Ghalta. My goodness, okay. Actually, Hazoret for 4. Ghalta for 2. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Blue Bear, everyone. I love the looks of this. Yeah, that's good. Hopefully they don't get rid of Ghalta. I mean, I could see that happening. Definitely. She's dead. Ouch. Vanishing Verse. It is fantastic stuff. Scarab God is not fantastic, though. Well, Tamiyo's protect Hazoret, so we're at 1 or fewer cards. We can attack with her. 100%. But I'm thinking that's probably it. They got the Scarab God. Yeah, that's going to do it. Scarab God's going to get back Ghalta, I imagine. Actually, no, they exiled her. Phew. Okay. That's lucky. But they're going to get back something nasty with the Scarab God here. And it's not going to be pretty. Regisaur Alpha. Yeah. Oh, well, Quartzwood also not so nice. That might do it. Yes, that will do it. 100%. Oh. They need to come out with a set called Primal. Forgotten Time. Nothing but different dinos. That would be fantastic. That would send me over the moon. Maybe. At least some set that's dino themed. There is Muraganda, for anybody that knows that plane, that setting. It's a more prehistoric, Jurassic type setting, focused on cave people, dinosaurs, that sort of stuff, where Ixalan, it was more New World, Spanish, conquest, that sort of thing. So Muraganda is dino themed, but further back in history. One day. I mean, we're getting a plant dinosaur with this new set. Perhaps we get a couple dinosaurs. Well, you never know. Where there's one, I think there's a good chance there could be another, at least. Probably not 2 plant dinosaurs in Streets of New Capenna coming up here. Maybe, I don't know, they've done some funny combinations, especially with Ikoria having a turtle dinosaur, dinosaur hippo with Karuga the macro sage. There were some interesting things there, so they're not too afraid of doing potentially wacky combinations or just slapping something else with a dinosaur. We'll see. Time will tell. Oh, that's not quite as fast as I would like. Oh, that is much worse. No lands. Ooh. Yeah, well, hopefully Temple of Abandon, Scrying, getting 1 of the 3 amigos. But we gotta cut something. It's gotta be... yeah. Want to preserve at least 1 nice body, hopefully, coming up here. Ooh, Zombies. The deck I played for April Fools. Yikes, this could be pretty nasty. Some of you guys did mention, if you saw the April Fools zombie deck, I did not bring in Champion of the Perished. We're seeing here how nasty it can be. I do only have 1 copy of Champion of the Perished currently, but it is good, and it seems like we may get crushed, stomped here pretty quick. Ooh, Champion of the Perished into double blade-stitched scab is basically just going to do it. Yeah, well, we're not getting out of that. Don't have Anger of the Gods, unfortunately. I don't know. I hadn't thought about Easter yet. Hadn't thought about what a potentially could do for that. Maybe Cherished Hatchling, a Dinosaur, Raptor Hatchling, Easter, eggs, hatching, Dragon Commies Reborn, stuff that makes egg tokens. An egg-themed dino deck. Maybe. Certainly that's going to take a fair bit of work, but against zombies, 100%. Anger of the Gods, I'm going to mulligan pretty aggressively for this card. Definitely. Shifting Ceratops could be nice, since it is Dimir Zombies. They probably have other stuff that is blue-colored. They may just be splashing for Blade-Stitched Scab here, but it could be other nasty blue-based zombies, so Shifting Ceratops could help out quite nicely. Hazoret, unfortunately, I think we got to cut her. Urabrask, lots of zombies, lots of cheap stuff. Zombie tokens, having them come into play tapped could do the trick. Slow them down when they try to recover from an Anger of the Gods here. Quartzwood, lots of trample damage getting past maybe some cheap zombies would be nice. But I do want to maintain the possibility of Ghalta. Let's see. Ripjaw, blocking zombies. Sometimes the zombies may have death touch, unfortunately, but they're hopefully small enough that Ripjaw could block and still live. Nah, I'm going to cut Ghalta and Quartzwood. I think I prefer Ripjaw, especially getting a little bit of extra value whenever it's pinged from Anger of the Gods. Yes, definitely sounds pretty interesting. I'm thinking Hazoret could have been helpful, but I really want to make sure I have as many bodies as possible that can potentially block or attack, especially since they have so many cheap creatures. Really don't want to be missing out, blocking or deterring some of that early aggression that we certainly saw from the first game there. Ooh, okay. Yikes, that's not so good. But Huntmaster, hopefully next turn. Rockfall Vale and Marauding plus Ripjaw. Oh, yikes. I should have mulliganed a little harder for that Anger of the Gods. Hopefully, I see it coming up here pretty soon. Gonna take the turn off. I was thinking Ripjaw, but Marauding plus Shifting. Get a little bit of aggression with this Marauding. Next turn, the potential of going the second Marauding, followed by Ripjaw Raptor for 2 pings from 2 Maraudings, drawing 2 cards. Death Baron, as I expected. You guys may have seen Death Baron in my zombies list. Nasty stuff. Ouch. I am not blocking, that's for sure. Ooh, okay, well, got it. Hopefully, this interaction here, Ripjaw is going to help get an Anger of the Gods. Gods, yes. Oh, whew. Got it. Good stuff. So, things are looking a lot better. I'll save Deathgorge Scavenger just because, I mean, it's going to die if I did play it at the moment with 2 pings from Marauding, unfortunately. The Marauding Raptors, not Shifting Ceratops, both of those guys. Try and get as much value from, oh, they want to block with both, okay. So perhaps this will help. I won't have to cast Anger of the Gods this turn coming up. If I do cast Anger of the Gods, I mean, those Maraudings, we're going to die anyways. Might as well take that chance. See if... Oh, Dimir with Glasspool Mimic. That's pretty fantastic. That's something I should have considered, actually, for April Fools there. Oh, okay, well. They didn't want to face us. Good stuff. I was a little worried not having Anger of the Gods, but you saw there. Fantastic draw from Ripjaw, getting it, although we didn't need it. I'm just going to keep it as is. Again, maybe mulligan a little more aggressively for it, because it could have been very helpful there. Ooh. I mean, it's no Anger of the Gods. That could be good. Let's see. Yeah. I think could be a lot worse than that. Definitely. Turn 1, Temple of Abandon. See if that helps get an Anger. At the very least, it will get closer to an Anger. Lair of the Hydra, turn 2. Drover of the Mighty. Hey, at the very least, they didn't get Champion of the Perished, turn 1, followed by a second Champion of the Perished, or Champion of the Perished and Blade Stitch Scab. That was just absolutely crazy, nasty stuff coming out game 1. That is also not too good. But we got Shifting Ceratops. Things continue the way they are. I mean, Shifting, perfectly fantastic for being able to block the Blade Stitch Scab there. Hey, they forgot how Protection from Blue worked. Good stuff. Oh, that 100% that worked out in our favor. Regisaur Alpha though, maximum haste, maximum damage, get her done. Okay, that was lucky. They assumed Shifting Ceratops would die. I think it may be the only thing in the game in Historic at the moment. Oh, okay. I would have been a little sad losing to Dimir Zombies, just due to the fact I played it on April Fool's there. So that was good. That worked out in our favor. The sneaky Protection from Blue, I think, certainly helped. Oh, alright. What time are we at? Oh, okay. Got through a little bit more tonight. That felt pretty good. Maybe time for one more. Dinos, they certainly seem to overpower. But, I mean, if the zombies are on the play, game 1 you saw the nasty potential. They got a lot of cheap stuff, so they can just barf their whole hand, attack with heavily buffed things. They got quite a few lords there. It can get out of control real quick. Ooh, that is interesting. It's risky. Rough. Again, another instance of the combination Rockfall Vale, Rootbound Crag, not having something that can come into play on tap for turn 2. So, again, might be something I tweak after this. Seems like a little bit too often turn 2 has been slowed down by some combination of this sort of stuff here. Definitely Rootbound Crag. Eventually, Rockfall Vale will come into play untapped. Ouch. Looks like Jeskai Control, though. I mean, chances are they would have killed the Huntmaster if we did try to go it, so it's not a total loss. It's not the end of the world. Again, nice seeing the full 3 amigos. Be able to go Huntmaster plus Marauding Raptor, I imagine. Keep up, hopefully, some fantastic aggression, but well, that's not too good. Somebody's gonna die. Coming up here. Hopefully just one of these things. Divine Purge could be coming down. Hopefully that's not the case. That's always nasty. A Wrath?
Keep an open mind.
Oh, okay. Anger of the Gods. Well, I'm certainly not bringing in an Anger of the Gods coming up here. Yeah, I think it's just got to be Shifting Ceratops. I was wondering about Drover, but chances are it's so likely that Drover's going to die. Enchantment Dinos. Oh. Binding of the Old Gods. Yes, definitely I could see something sort of control-based, rampy. I would like that. Definitely. Who doesn't love ramping, getting to bigger things, casting big dinos? I mean, Ghalta, the queen, she's pretty big, but I like that idea. switching it up. It's not just slamming dinos completely. It's doing some fun stuff. But I think I'm going to play it a little bit safe here. Do some damage. Play Drover of the Mighty. I imagine they'll probably want to do something to Drover, unfortunately. Hopefully that's not the case. But there's still, as always, at least one left for Tamiyo Safekeeping. Yeah, gonna let the Lightning Helix happen. I thought they might use it, or they may use a sweeper. Something to get rid of Shifting Ceratops here. Hopefully they don't counter the Tamiyo Safekeeping. Oh, green-black control. Duress, Thoughtseize. Again, I do like the... just Duress, Thoughtseize, anything that reveals the opponent's hand, giving us that information, also getting rid of some nasty thing that could have caused us trouble down the line. Yeah, definitely. I think I got to at least try out some of those cards at some point. Still, I think I'll play it safe here. Would be nice to have a 5th land, play another one of the Shifting Ceratops. Wish there were more black dinos, Dylan. You said it, I think. Yeah. I think down the line, we're going to get some more dinos of different colors. Certainly Ixalan, Rivals of Ixalan, seeing a dino, at least, in every color. Yes, there's definitely potential. It's pretty crazy to think dinos, Dino Zombies, yes. But dinos have the potential to be in any color. I think that's fantastic. A fantastic point for the tribe. Dino Zombies, yeah. More Dino Zombies. I think we'll see more... probably more white dinos, if anything. White's basically their 3rd color. You could consider dinos a 3-color tribe. Certainly green and red are their main ones. White, a very, very strong color. So I think, if anything, we'll definitely see some more white dinos before we see probably any blue or black ones. I'm taking out Teferi there, that's for sure. Imagine they'll want to deal with Shifting Ceratops. They'll want to preserve the... Ooh, hey, alright. Well, let's go. The next Shifting. I could swing with the Shifting, deal some damage. Actually, yeah, I think I'll just do that. Since Teferi can't bounce Shifting Ceratops anyways. If they do have a Wrath, with the 1 green, protecting one of the Shifting with Tamiyos. Still could be lethal next turn, we'll see. Anger of the Gods, okay. Double Anger. Possibly.
Hurry.
They must have 2 Angers. They wouldn't go 1 Anger and not have the 2nd. Lightning Helix, okay. Do they have another Lightning Helix? That's the question. Yeah, let them kill it. Right. Just got to cross my fingers they don't have Settle the Wreckage, but undead dinos, zombies, something like that. Dino dies, pay X, created... Oh, I would like that. Creating some more zombie tokens. The Scarab God, exiling cards from a graveyard, creating a copy of it as a zombie. Yes. Hopefully this does the trick. They don't have a counterspell, but I think they do, unfortunately. Ow. Nuts. Well, that's alright. We tried. If we would have been able to save it, would have been very fantastic, to say the least. I think definitely Regisaur Alpha, they don't have any mana up, so they can't deal with it at the moment. It's going to be a rough one, though.
Keep up the pace.
Portable Hole, very, very fantastic. Getting rid of a token, because it is a token. It's not an actual card. It effectively destroys it, removes it. You can't get that token back. So in that instance, if Portable Hole can get rid of some token, that's good. Permanent removal. They did have to spend quite a bit for that March of Otherworldly Light. But it may have gotten away from us, unfortunately. Still, Shifting Ceratops, Hasty. We will have one also left for Tamiyo Safekeeping, so that is good. I think they got to be probably pretty desperate. Digging, cycling, looking for some answer for Shifting Ceratops. So we'll just pray they don't have a counter spell to protect their removal that they likely use for Shifting Ceratops here. Because I got to go something quick. Either gain some life, double up on Lightning Helix perhaps.
Present and future are bound by threads of time. Hone your prowess.
March of Otherworldly Light, 100%. They're going that, but we are protecting Shifting Ceratops. That's alright. Protection. Let's go. Hopefully that does the trick. Skeleton Dino support artifacts. Fossils. Yeah, something to do with fossils. Maybe a fossil artifact that somehow you do some requirement and it becomes a dinosaur zombie. Some sort of ritual. Some requirement of the card for this fossil artifact. You get a nasty dino. Or it's like a flip card. That sort of thing. They want to kill Shifting. Justice Strike. That's certainly going to do the trick. Oh, shift. What else are they going to do? Can we go? Take him down to one. Try our best. Hope they don't have a sweeper. It's about the best you can hope for. Another Shifting Ceratops, I think. We have only seen 3 so far. Yes. So could see the 4th copy of Shifting Ceratops. Help us out. Yes, Blue Bear, a flip fossil card. You meet the requirement, you flip it. Sort of like some of those human dinos. I forget the name of it. From Midnight Hunt, I believe. Crimson Vow, perhaps. But yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. Ouch. Back up to 4. Can we get it done? Ugh. That's the rough part. You get so close. You just can't quite get it done. Will they have something to deal with Quartzwood? Maybe. Oh, yes, they got the emblem from Teferi. So we got to get Shifting Ceratops basically next turn, or else with that emblem from Teferi, that's going to do it. Unfortunately. As long as they don't draw another card, We could give Shifting Ceratops haste. Okay, well, that is gonna do it. Man, taking him down to 1. Doesn't get any closer than that. But a control-based deck, as I did mention, starting off tonight, Chandra, Awakened Inferno. That's gonna do the trick, hopefully. Urabrask, don't really need him in this matchup. Quartzwood, not so much as well. Although more haste is kind of nice. The potential of more haste, that can get the job done. So I think I'll keep Urabrask in. Hopefully land him, Halana, or Alena. Something with haste. Keep up the aggression. Go as fast as Dinos possibly can. It's not a aggro deck, more, well, I'd say definitely mid-range, at least this list. Some Dinos can lean more towards aggro. The curve can be quite low, especially something like Rotting Regisaur. Coming down for 1 black, sometimes if it's reduced by a Otepec Huntmaster and a Marauding Raptor. That's pretty aggressive. But definitely, this list is much more mid-range. They're probably wondering what to do about these Dino decks. They saw it was close. It was close with the Shifting Ceratops there. So they're definitely keeping that in mind. They went down to 1. They got out by the skin of their teeth. Ooh. Oh, well, I kind of like the looks of this. Huntmaster turn 2. As long as it survives. Shifting Ceratops, Hasty, turn 3. It's going to be some good aggression there. Oh, Ninja Turtles. Fantastic. I love it. My wife is a big fan of Ninja Turtles. I haven't watched it a whole lot, but I do love it. Even the new movies of it. But yeah. I think that's how they say it. I could probably practice that, but yeah. We'll get her done eventually. Sometimes it's pretty difficult to fantastic removal they got going on. It's going to be rough. More lands, definitely. Get the 5th one next turn. There is 2 Regisaur Alphas, so that should be some pretty decent aggression. But speaking of Ninja Turtles, if we do get more turtle dinosaurs, I don't think that's going to happen, but Yidaro, when I do go Yidaro Wandering Monster, the turtle dinosaur from Ikoria, I could call that stream, or those couple streams, Ninja Turtle Dinos. Maybe adding in some ninjas as well if I can make it make sense. Let's see. Yeah, Regisaur Alpha, get the most aggression. Could have Regisaur or Shifting Ceratops next turn if they do decide to sweep here. I'm going to take out Narset. Just so they don't get something else nasty. Potentially that sweeper if they don't have it already. I think I remember watching the first and second one. I love both of them, but yeah, you can't beat the first one. Oh, old school, the best. But definitely Ninja Turtles, that is hard to top. Ooh. Another Regisaur Alpha would not be lethal. They could also have a counter spell for 2, possibly, but I'm going to try for Regisaur. Ouch. They're doing something to somebody. They held up. There was a pause, a little bit of pause there. Alright. Well, they don't have 4 for Settle the Wreckage, so that's nice. Lightning Helix, yes, definitely. Maybe that Wrath of God here. Sadly. I think that's going to happen, but Hasty, Shifting Ceratops at the very least. Coming down next turn. Yes, 100%. Oh, it's so lovely. Sitting on at least 5 mana, Shifting Ceratops. 5 for a 5/4. Can't be countered. Protection from blue. Haste. I still think that's pretty fantastic. Again, with cost reduction, it's 4 for a 5/4. Can't be countered. Protection from blue. Haste. Or trample. Or reach. Does the trick. Definitely I'd recommend. I mean, I would never leave home without Shifting Ceratops. It's got to be in the 75 at some point. Certainly, all 4 copies. You run into a match like, yeah, interesting. Okay, so we gotta keep in mind, Settle the Wreckage could be a big possibility. They may just be holding up some mana for exiling a Regisaur Alpha. They might be thinking there's the potential of Embercleave as well. I think I'm just going to go Urabrask, see if that draws out anything. Okay. So they don't have Settle the Wreckage. If they had Settle the Wreckage, they would have likely let Urabrask resolve. We would have swung with however much we wanted to swing with. Then they would have settled the Wreckage, getting rid of everything. So, hopefully, that's a positive sign. Certainly seems like hopefully, a fairly good confirmation that they don't have Settle the Wreckage. But I think there's a good chance we have them if they sweep. Hasty Shifting, hopefully for lethal. Alright, here goes nothing.
Hurry.
Oh, well, Aether Gust, yeah, I'll just put it back on top. That's not too bad. It's actually not bad at all, really. It's interesting, though. I think they got maybe a counter spell to deal with the Regisaur Alpha, so we just never see it. I'm just going to go Shifting Ceratops. Hopefully that does the trick. I think that might. Wandering Emperor, perhaps? At least dealing with one thing. They have to deal with 2 things, though. Cycling the Shark Typhoon to hopefully get removal or an answer for Regisaur Alpha. Shifting Ceratops, actually, because, hey, whew, phew, lucky. Let's look back at that for a second. I think with one of those cards was probably a counter spell. Nope. I hear a little somebody. Okay, well, definitely this will be the last match. Hopefully, can bring the pain. Baited him out, yes. Blueberry, you said it. Well, Chandra, Awakened Inferno, would be good, but still quite a ways away from her. Would be nice to see some more lands to, hopefully, more assuredly get towards her. That's too bad. I do like the potential of Huntmaster, Hasty, Deathgorge next turn. There is likely going to be lots of non-creature things. Hopefully Huntmaster survives. Ooh, more lands. Good stuff. At least one Deathgorge. Would be nice to have one up to protect it with Tamiyo's Safekeeping. They're thinking about countering it though, I think. Probably. Doing something to it after we attack. So it could be nice having Tamiyo's to help protect it. Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do. Having us expend as much resources as possible. Huntmaster giving it... Oh. Okay, well, I'm going to protect the Huntmaster. I like the looks of that. Could be a sweeper here, unfortunately, as always. That's nasty. I think if it was a sweeper, they would have let us just hit him with Deathgorge, then clear things out. I would like to go Halana and Alena, but if they have a counter spell, I think they're definitely going to use it on Deathgorge here. Oh, they're getting desperate. So it seems they may not have much of anything. They settle the wreckage. They're looking for something, I think. Hopefully they didn't just find it. Oh. Well, that is certainly going to do it. Hopefully Halana and Alena stick around for maybe Quartzwood next turn. That'd be pretty fantastic, slapping 2 counters on Quartzwood Crasher with Halana and Alena, also giving it haste, getting a nice, potentially 8/8 token after Quartzwood Crasher deals 8 damage to him. Well, it's not exactly the land I was hoping to see, but it is something. I'll hold back Halana, though. Could see him maybe having shark tokens, that sort of thing. I'm just happy I'm not seeing Teferi yet. Scary Teferi, you could say. Narset probably gonna get something nasty.
Just the trick for this.
Ooh. I was hoping it wasn't Lightning Helix, so Halana and Alena definitely... maybe not. Well, try for Quartzwood. Hope they don't have a counter spell. Okay. Well, at the very least, still get to attack with these guys. Could see maybe dealing some damage to Narset so they don't get something else nasty. Because Halana and Alena are probably dying next turn to that Lightning Helix, but do as much damage as possible. Might have gotten away from us again, especially with that nasty, nasty farewell. Farewell to our chances, probably, for this game. Double Lightning Helix, that's not good. That is not Shifting Ceratops, but Huntmaster, it's got to happen at some point. They have Lightning Helix and potentially various other forms of removal for it, so maybe at the very least they spend Lightning Helix to get rid of Huntmaster, or they just don't worry about it too much. We got enough lands, that's for sure. That could be a Doomscar. Or a Sadka. That's alright. That's alright. That's how it goes some games, unfortunately. Still could have a chance if we get a Shifting Ceratops. Really makes me wish for Carnage Tyrant. 4, 2 green, 7/6, can't be countered. Hexproof. Trample. Man, that guy does the trick against a deck like this. Yikes. That's not good. More lands. Well, that is going to do it. Potentially could have made something happen, but drawing multiple lands for multiple turns in a row, that Lightning Helix, very painful. 3 damage, taking out potentially Rampaging Ferocidon, Deathgorge Scavenger, Drover the Mighty, Marauding Raptor, Otepec Huntmaster. A lot of the early stuff and gaining 3 life. It's painful, to say the least, but I will end it there for tonight. Not sure quite yet what I'll play tomorrow. Should be back tomorrow as usual, but that was fun tonight. A little more misses than hits. The potential extra haste of the deck, I think there's still something there that I want to explore. Fly high though. It may be the thing I do tomorrow night. Kinjali Sunwing, as I mentioned, similar to Urabrask the Hidden, making creatures enter the battlefield tapped. Something definitely I want to explore. At the very least, Kinjali Sunwing is somewhat useful and decent for any deck that has creatures, leaving them open somewhat. Collected Company, all those creatures that they get from that coming into play tapped. Greasefang, if they want to tap it and crew it to get back a Parhelion 2 nasty legendary artifact vehicle. Making Angels whenever it attacks. Greasefang coming into play tapped. They won't be able to crew the Parhelion 2 that first turn. So it would slow down a lot of combo things. Go wide. Again, anything with creatures pretty much. It could be useful. So I think probably fly high. High flyers. Not sure what I'll call it. But maybe, likely, something that features Kinjali Sunwing tomorrow night. But I will leave it for there. Thanks, Blue Bear, Dylan. Who else we got? Peter Joseph. Everyone else, thanks for watching. It was pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, Vivian, Champion of the Wilds. I did actually do, I think, a couple nights back to back with Vivian. Wild Dino, I believe I called it. Yeah, there were a couple nights I added Vivian, Champion of the Wilds. Realm Walker, that is a good possibility. I don't like how completely redundant having a second copy of Realm Walker doesn't really do a whole lot. Anything, really, but I do love the potential of Vivian, Champion of the Wilds, and Realm Walker. I could talk about dinos all day, all night. There's almost limitless things, aspects, different things to try, certainly. Angles to help give a good edge against certain decks, but yes. Yes, I'll talk to you soon, Blue Bear, Peter, everyone else. Hope you have a good night. Don't forget to take a bite out of that like button, and remember, there is always room for improvement. See you next time. Paper stream. Still haven't decided. Again, it's hard to work in extra time. I think the streams, probably the most efficient, maybe the best thing, the most entertaining thing that I can do most easily. Set it up 9:30 every night, pretty much. It's the most efficient type of content at the moment, but haven't locked down a date for the paper stream yet. Kind of working on maybe getting another camera just to help show off the card and show off my face at the same time, but maybe I'll take some more pictures of the other cards that I got in, some of my favorite ones, so you guys can see that. Yeah, definitely. It's on the books eventually when I do this full time. That's the plan. You'll see a lot of that good stuff. So, yes, lots to look forward to. Alrighty. I'll go for now. Have a good one.